Yo people, wagwan, welcome back to Run's Tech Hub, and today I'm going to be unboxing and setting up the Raspberry Pi AI Hat Plus 2. This is the device here. I've got my Raspberry Pi 5 in hand. I've got my iFixit kit in hand. iFixit, please sponsor me. So as I said, I'm going to unbox, install, do all the software updates. It might be an imaging project first because I have the Raspberry Pi camera module 3 here, or I might just do some generative AI. So stay tuned. On the front of the box, we have obviously the name at the top, Raspberry Pi AI Hat Plus 2. We have the chip that's used to power this device is a Helio 10H. That's what the device will look like. That there's a PCI Express cable that goes to the Raspberry Pi 5. It is for the Raspberry Pi 5, so I'm not entirely sure if this will even work on a Raspberry Pi 4. On the left hand side, nothing noteworthy. On the right hand side, nothing noteworthy. On the top, bottom, nothing. And on the back, this is where we have the specs. I did speak about these in my last video, but I'll quickly go over them here again, just in case you didn't watch the last video. There's a website link here. I'm going to put that in the description of this video, and I'm going to put it on the blog post on my website. So if you need it, you can go to either place and grab it. So again, it's based on the Helio 10H AI accelerator, delivering 40 TOPS. And again, TOPS is tera operations per second, just like gigahertz and megahertz of processors. AI chips are measured in TOPS. We have int4, and the int4 simply means a 4-bit integer. Now, that's going to have to be a completely different computer science lesson, but simply put, it uses 4 different values. So we have 4 values, right? int8 would be more accurate, but again, int8 is going to cost more and use more power. int4, for the purpose of using a Raspberry Pi 5, this is going to be accurate enough. Performance for vision models comparable to the Raspberry Pi AI Hat Plus, 26 TOPS. So that's going to be the first device, meaning that this device is not going to be much faster or any faster than using the first device just for vision models. It runs generative AI models efficiently using 8 GB of onboard RAM. So there's 8 GB of RAM on the Raspberry Pi 5, but there's also 8 GB of RAM on this specific device as well. So it's been fully integrated into the Raspberry Pi camera software stack, meaning once you do your updates, the Raspberry Pi 5 or any Raspberry Pi camera should work seamlessly with this. I don't know how far back the support is going to go. I have with me the Raspberry Pi camera module 3, so I'm pretty sure this is going to work because this is the newest one. That's the normal range of cameras. I know they have the night vision camera, they have the AI camera, but just for the normal one, this is probably the most recent one. Conforms to Raspberry Pi Hat Plus specification, meaning it will fit in the same slot. So it should be a swap-in replacement. We get a heatsink with this, we get some headers, and we get some spacers and screws. So let's get into the device. All right, so let's see what's actually inside the box. I haven't opened this yet. This is the first time opening this, so let's go. So we have our device here in an anti-static bag. I'm going to look at this last. We have the installation instructions for the heatsink. We have some GPIO extenders here. So if you're trying to use the GPIO pins on the Raspberry Pi 5, you plug these in and you should still have access to all of them. Thermal paste or thermal pads already attached. Some screws and some spacers. So now it's time to actually attach this to my Raspberry Pi 5. Next, let's attach all of this to the Raspberry Pi 5. If you have the official Raspberry Pi 5 case like I do here, you should be able to leave the heatsink on. The only thing you will need to take off is probably that white section there, but leave the heatsink on, everything should work perfectly fine. This is the only piece of instruction I have, so hopefully I don't break anything. Let's see what I need to do. So this is what the AI Hat Plus 2 looks like. There we go. Nice and simple. So the first thing I did was I took the fan out of this top part of the case, and I'm going to put it directly onto the Pi. Now it might be rattling around a bit, but that should be okay. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. So I pushed the pin header extension thing for the GPIO pins down on the Raspberry Pi GPIO pins. So this tiny black thing here came in the box and I pushed it down. It looks like it's going to be very hard to come off, so be very careful if you're trying to take this off. It should work either way around, so it should fit perfectly fine. I think it might make sense to do this step next. So I'm going to put the board down flat on the table and simply apply the heatsink to it. I'm going to make it simple for myself. I'm going to put this down exactly how it is on the piece of paper. So put the piece of paper there. I'm going to put the board in exactly the same orientation. Then I'm going to simply apply this in exactly the same way. This gap here needs to be lined up with this gap here. So the gap on the top right needs to line up with the gap on the top right here. I'm going to peel this off so I can have access to the heatsink cooling pads. Simply line this up, and from there I'm going to use these 2 spring-loaded screws, so that one and push it through the hole at the bottom. See, these 4 holes at the top need to screw onto the Raspberry Pi 5, but these are the 2 smaller holes. You simply need to push. I pushed that first one in off camera. That made a horrible sound, so please be careful when you're doing this. Do this second one on camera. Even if it goes badly, I've got it. There we go. That's down. That's being held securely in place. And I guess the next thing would be to attach this to the Raspberry Pi 5. I'm going to plug that cable in first before I actually put this down on there. Makes it a bit easier. So simply line this up. There's only one way for this to go in anyway, so simply line it up and plug it in. And once that's in, you pull down on the lever here to hold it in place. I'm going to pull down on mine. Made another mistake, but you know what? I'm not going to cut anything out. I'm going to leave it all in. The longer screws definitely needed to go at the bottom, because what needs to happen is they need to go through the bottom of the case, or the Raspberry Pi official case, up through the Raspberry Pi, and then into the standoffs. I'm going to remove the screws and simply put the longer ones at the bottom here, then put the shorter ones on top of the AI hat. So it does fit in the Raspberry Pi case with that cable, but just be careful because it does touch the case, so don't try to push it in too much. I've finally got everything screwed up and plugged in. The next thing for me to do, this is my Raspberry Pi 5 official case, by the way, and you can still get to the memory card slot underneath, so you shouldn't have any issues there. What I'm going to do next is simply plug this in to a monitor, mouse, keyboard, Ethernet, install the updates, and get this running. Step 1, Raspberry Pi 5 with the AI Hat Plus 2 already attached. Step 2, the official Raspberry Pi 5 power plug. Step 3, HDMI cable. Step 4, some random Dell keyboard. Step 5, mouse. Step 6, Ethernet. And the last step, a memory card with the Raspberry Pi operating system on there. I always plug my mouse and my keyboard into the USB 2 ports on the Raspberry Pis. I never use a USB 3. I leave those for when I need speed. So I'm going to plug the keyboard at the bottom, then plug the mouse at the top, HDMI, last but not least, the power adapter.